My Anishnawbek name is Zungabwe Makwadodem. It means standing strong bear.
When Carrie Francis became the leader of an Indigenous child protection agency in 2017, the chiefs had a clear directive about their children.
To bring them home, because a lot of our kids were leaving the jurisdiction. There was a big concern about that. I remember that.
In years past, babies were apprehended straight from the hospital. Kids were placed at great distance from their families and culture.
You need to start building something new, something out of the box.
What Carrie built at incredible speed was Nogdawindamin, an organization that goes beyond child protection, offering family supports and mental health services to keep children out of care.
Who's that?
Among the kids who were immediately returned home, Ethan Pocono and his younger brother.
So we both said it's over, we don't gotta worry about it no more.
Ethan and his brother were placed in what he says was a brutal group home a 10-hour drive away.
Still scars me to this day, still nightmares.
For 2 years, he says he experienced violence and racism.
You weren't allowed to talk in your tongue, you weren't allowed to do any of that. Staff would get mad, send you to your room, restrain you.
When Nogdawindamin took over, they found him a home with his uncle, therapy, and today,
a cell phone plan, a bus pass so that you
help navigating adulthood and rediscovering his roots.
We're only here for one reason, I says, and that's for our children. That is why Nogdawindamin is there, is for our young children to be looked after and keep the circle going strong.
Okay, next category, animals for 400.
Culture is the cornerstone of Nogdawindamin's strategy to keep families together.
One is cheese seasons.
And if you look on page 2,
it hosts events like this Anishnawbek language conference.
How do we say bead? Mani du manes.
To give young people a sense of identity and restore what was lost. In 6 years, the demand for Nogdawindamin services has exploded. But that's not the trend you want to see. Today, there are twice as many kids in care.
Am I concerned about that? Yes, we're very concerned.
Here, Carrie explains it's an indication of trust in a new system, combined with an opioid crisis that continues to ravage the North and decades of trauma.
It's because of the residential schools, it's because of the Indian day schools, it's because of the 60s scoop. That's what we're dealing with today.
But dealing with the government of today isn't without friction. Carrie claims the province is shorting them $18 million annually.
Ontario needs to wake up. Our funding shortfalls are phenomenal. Those are true child welfare costs. It was Indigenous Service Canada that's been walking with us and helping us to fulfill the balance of child welfare costs.
The province says Nogdawindamin should manage within its allocated budget and continue working with the federal government. Coming full circle for Nogdawindamin will be returning the oversight of its children to its 7-member First Nations. Under recent federal legislation, Indigenous communities can develop their own child protection laws. And Nogdawindamin is in the midst of a 5-year plan to do so.
There's a different way. As far as I'm concerned, there's a better way to provide child welfare services.
And so to a love song, they dance. Words and melody, a blend of old and new. An anthem for Nogdawindamin's march forward. Carolyn Jarvis, Global News, Sudbury.